during 2008, it was the financial collapse, ninja loans, people over leveraged themselves, and it all came crashing down. And now we're seeing something similar happening with student loans because people can't get jobs, interest just came back, people are already extended with credit cards, car loans, everything else. And we're gonna watch a video here in a little bit where this lady's gonna talk about her interest on her student loans and how she had a full-blown crash out online, basically talking about it. And it went super viral, so we're gonna show this here in a little bit. But I want from you to know, what do you think the interest on these student loans are? Because they can vary. And I was shocked when I heard her talk about her interest on her student loans, and it is absolutely bananas. But let's look at some of the stuff that is going on in the job market to kind of set up the precedent. Layoffs depleted on already weakened Dallas food media. AI-driven layoffs are shrinking the job market. Houston oil company giant to lay off 6,200 jobs. Millions of student loan borrowers have no idea how much they're supposed to pay. And whenever I'm looking at these student loan debacles, I'm looking at student loans, it moves so quick that people don't know what's coming and where it's hitting them from. And what you can do is you can file a complaint. But here we go. Education department has a backlog of 27,000 complaints about student loans. Because I know there's been so many people talking about my student loan should have been forgiven. Then there was technicality issues, and so they didn't get forgiven. And there's actually people that said, I'm gonna serve the public sector for a certain amount of time to get these student loans forgiven, and then go for money afterwards so I can get the debt wiped off. And comes to find out that this is not the case. And they accrued too much interest, and they were on all these different payment plans, repayment plans, and now they're basically crashing out because they struck them down, they changed it. And yeah, this is just a whole mess, completely mixed together, blended, and then times two, right? So let's watch this lady kind of crash out online and talk about what's going on with her.
So as it turns out, the student loans that I've been paying $1,500 a month for 2 years have a 17% interest rate. So what I thought I've been paying off for all this time, I'm actually, I owe more than what I started off with. What the fuck? So, Jeff Bezos, this would be a really cool fucking time to Venmo me, bro. I owe $90,000, and I didn't even spend that much on school. Any rich person, please tap in. Kourtney Kardashian, you probably have 8 houses. I'm never gonna be able to buy one because I went to college. I just signed up to be an egg donor. Guess what? Got approved. Who wants my fucking kids? I can't afford them, so start a bidding war. Just fucking take them. What do you want? My left arm too? What the fuck am I supposed to do? I'm gonna be in debt for my whole fucking life. How does that even make sense? I signed up for this shit when I was 17. This should not be legal, bro. I got upset about it at work, and my coworker was like, don't you have a rich relative who can pay that for you? No, my family's poor. No. And the worst fucking part is, bro, look where I am. I can't go in because I can't spend money, but I just wanted to be here because it makes me feel better.
You know what doesn't cost you anything? Liking and subscribing. So please like and subscribe. Check if you are liked and subscribed, because 82% or 86% of you guys watch my content on a regular basis and are not. So please check, and thank you so much, and let's continue on with the video. So let's look at some of these comments. Any kids, remember, it's okay to go to community college because community college costs so less. Student loans are a scam. The amount of sheer greed it takes to put 17% rate on student loans. And then people say, this is crazy, American student loans are a huge scam. I graduated with $150,000 in student loans. They're now up to over $300,000 due to the interest. Accumulated $48 per day. So you're seeing that this is absolutely bananas. So now let's look at a graph that I've made. Because whenever I'm talking to you guys, I'm always looking at, okay, you can get out of this, it's just not gonna be pretty. And she mentioned Jeff Bezos. So I saw her in her car, and it looks like a pretty decent, nice car. So I think Jeff Bezos was a billionaire before he drove something than his shitty little beater. And I think he drove a Honda Civic till he had like multi-millions of dollars. And you got to do things now that are painful to have down the road enjoyment. And I have here calculated her monthly payments and the interest on $19,000 worth of debt with 17%. So if you're paying $1,500 a month, your balance slowly decreases. So the red line, if you're paying $1,200 a month, you're basically not even tackling any interest, and the balance grows every month. So as you're seeing that $300 or like 200 and something goes towards the principal, 1,500 just goes towards interest. And in the bottom line, I have here the months, and this is how many months you're going to have to be working to pay that off. And it's going to require discipline. It's going to require you not shopping. It's going to be really a rice and beans type of budget. But when you're looking at all this stuff, when you're looking at all these numbers, you look at all this stuff, you take an amount, you're in trouble now, but you can get out of it. You can make bigger payments. You can start getting another job and start doing it. And it is possible. It's just not going to be pretty, and it's not going to be nice. And whenever I talk to people that are unemployed, whenever I talk to about people that I just can't do it, I don't have it, you got to make sacrifices. You got to figure out, how can I increase my income? And people tell me all the time, oh, why do you like the US so much? Why do you like the US so much? This just doesn't make any sense to me because I don't like it that much. I'm grown up here and you came from Switzerland and you like it so much. Why? Because I feel like this person in Switzerland will be stuck with this forever. But here in the US, you can figure something out. You can go down an entrepreneurship route. You can go down so many different consulting routes. You can figure something out to sell products to, you name it, you can do it. You can start a social media career or whatever it is, and you can make some money towards it. And then whatever you make from it, you throw it towards the student loans. You wouldn't be the first person to make a few $1,000s from this, maybe $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 from this one video, and then say, hey, I'm gonna throw that all towards student loans. But then, this is my biggest problem with society today. I don't think she would do that. I think she would go spend it, do something else, rather than throwing it towards the student loans. And this is the problem that I see with most people, because why put it towards debt? Why do that? I just made $7,000. I deserve to go out. I deserve to have some fun. I deserve to go to Disneyland, or I'm gonna go do this trip, or let me reinvest it. Let me do this. And then all of a sudden you're like, ooh, all of a sudden the money's gone. You're like, I should have put it towards the interest. And this is what me and Ali did. And I think you can do the same thing. But as you're seeing, everything is just starting to accumulate. 17% is crazy, but it is happening. And so you got to deal with it when you sign your name on that dotted line. And this is why I'm always telling you guys, know what you're getting into. You need counseling. You need a mentor. You need to know what's going to happen to me if I take out $150,000, $200,000 student loans. Is this going to make me more money down the road? Is this a field that has upwards mobility? Is this a career? And I think most jobs can become careers, but not all jobs are careers, right? And so you got to be looking at, how can I make more money? How can I do this? And this is why I tell people, get Atomic Habits and then get an AI subscription and start saying, this is my problem. How can I do it? And be honest. And then it will tell you where you're spending too much. Oh, you've been out Saturday night drinking. You should probably cut that out. Oh, you have a $2,000 a month expenses on who knows what, and you're gonna have your car. You know, you're spending $800 a month on a car that you need to get rid of and get a $1,000 beater. But these are the things that Americans don't want to hear. This is the life that nobody wants to hear. To downgrade, to get ahead in the future. And this is what me and Ali did. I sold my car. I've ridden a motorcycle in San Jose, and I did the necessary changes so we can pay off those loans. Rent a room. Instead of having your own fancy apartment, you rent a room, or you move in with your parents and you start tackling that and start getting ahead. But it's going to require sacrifice in the moment. And Americans, I feel like, or society in general, isn't for sacrificing now, for a greater future later, because they say, oh, if I'm going to die in 5 years, at least I was going to live. Statistically speaking, you're going to make it to about 78 or 80. And with the advancement in AI and advancement with medical care, you're going to be longer than that. So you got to think a little bit and say, what is the best in 5 years? So let's make small or medium-sized adjustments so I can have kids, so I don't have to donate my eggs, so I can have a family, so I can do all kinds of stuff. And people then say, oh, this is just you talking privilege. I worked for everything. I worked crazy hours. I worked Saturdays, I worked Sundays, but then I also get the flexibility of coming out here on a Friday when nobody else is out here, like 11 o'clock, to do a video, because I worked yesterday till late. And so it's like, okay, it's time for my walk. Let me go out and walk a little bit. But you're gonna fail. You're gonna fall on your nose. You're gonna get punched in the jaw, and it's gonna really hurt. But guess what? As long as you can get up in the morning and you can repeat it, you're gonna get better at it. And then you're gonna have successes that are gonna carry you into the next round, and all of a sudden you're gonna win some battles, and all of a sudden your checking account's gonna grow, and then it's like, ooh, what am I doing now? And yeah, maybe it's time for me to actually get a nicer car, or maybe it's time for me to move out of that one bedroom I'm renting from this crazy guy. Maybe I can now go to this better place. Maybe I can rent my own apartment, and maybe I can do all that kind of stuff. But it is going to require work, and it's going to require you to not watch Netflix and chill after 5 o'clock when you're going to come home. No, it's going to be networking. It's going to be doing a whole bunch of extracurricular activities that you're not going to get grades for, that you're not going to do. But you gotta have to start getting in that mindset that once you learn something, and once you learn how to sell, run a business, it's in here. And once it's in here, nobody can take that from you. They can strap you from your credit card, your social, everything, but what's in here, they can't take. And once you have memorized it, you know how it works, then all of a sudden you can rebuild it. That's why they say millionaires that make it with their own businesses, once it's in here, it's done. You can then lose everything again and rebuild it. Check out Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey, he lost everything, I think, once or twice or something like it. Even though I don't agree on all his stances with credit cards, but he did it a few times, and so can you. You just need to have that resilience. You need to have that drive. But nowadays people are like, oh, I just want the easy way out. I just want to do this, or I want to do that. And then they don't want to put in the work to get there. And this is sad when you see these young people have such a crazy future, a dark future ahead of them, because it's going to require them to not eat out. It's going to require them to do extra payments. It's going to require him to do hobbies that pay him money, and to sell their time to corporations, to other social media campaigns or something, to make some extra money so you can pay off that loan. But once you pay that loan off, you can use that same lifestyle and start using it. Be like, hey, I'm actually quite comfortable with what I'm doing now. It's pretty sustainable. Let me go and invest that. Let me go and multiply my efforts. Let me hire somebody so I can make more money. Let me do this instead. And then all of a sudden, you're gonna, those $2,000, $3,000 saved up is gonna be towards your Roth, your 401k, your all these other things. And then it's like, oh my gosh, I just crossed 50, 60, 80, $100,000 in my 401k. Oh my gosh, I just cracked $25,000 in my checking account. But you gotta do the right things today. And when you're gonna get laid off, you gotta utilize your network. You gotta figure out, how can I get ahead? It's competitive. How can I do it? And what people don't understand is likability, and I say it all the time. From some of these people that leave comments, and I know that these people are gonna have a hard time just because the amount of comments or negativity that they've portrayed. Because I've seen people have messaged me, say, oh, I got 8 interviews and I haven't gotten any jobs. Once you got the interview, you most likely got the job. You just need to portray to them that you're the best fit with likability, show up on time, show nicely dressed. And I hate to say it, because I am always in shorts, always in a shirt like this. And if you want something, you gotta dress to impress. I hate it, but we're going back to the basics where you gotta do the right things for the right amount of money. And it is hard. It's not an easy journey, but you can still do it. If you can't do it here, it's nowhere else that you're gonna have to, that you can do it. It's just as simple as that. Take it from somebody that came from Europe, Switzerland, and now all of a sudden I'm in the US, and it is so amazing. There's opportunities. You just need to align them, pick which one you want to do, and then kind of pounce on those. And yeah, you got to network, you got to ask for favors, and you got to be available for interviews. You got to be available to sell yourself. You got to start doing that. And it is hard. It's not easy. And nobody said life's going to be easy. But then again, you're here. Make the best of it. Don't go into so much debt that you don't know what you're going to do or where you're going to do it from. And yeah, it is the world of 2025. It's going to get tougher till it's going to get better. The news media is starting to come out and say job numbers aren't great. This ain't great. This ain't good. All this GDP decline, blah, 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 blah. All that you need to know is once the news media is saying that there's going to be a recession or we're in a recession, we're most likely going to be out of it. So that's kind of the good part, because they're so lagging behind that it's going to be, so once they're going to say we're in a recession, you're most likely out of it. And yeah, this was it from Las Vegas. It's quite hot out. Phoenix had like 118 the other day. Absolutely crazy. So I wish you guys all a happy Friday. And yeah, this was it for me. Let me know what you think. Please, if you want to do me a favor, please like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one.